See my belly. Hello, everyone. Um, can you hear me? You know what to do. I like my love hearts all coming up the screen. You've all bet me to it. Hazel, I'm not going to do my hellos until I know that you can all hear me. Um, so I'm here. Let me know if everything's all right. Oh, love hearts. Thank you very much. It's my way of conning you into giving me lots of love hearts there. Right, hello. How is everyone? I'm exhausted. Is everyone else equally exhausted? This weather just does it for me as soon as I move. Because it's been colder today, but it's a bit clammy, isn't it? So it's a bit yucky. So we've got Shannon, and early congrats on this wedding collection, Michelle. I may end up missing the show, but we'll definitely watch the replay. Brilliant. Thank you very much, Shannon. That's absolutely fine. I thought I'd best release it because it's a summer wedding collection and it's not in my plan for my June releases, which is my birthday releases. And then the next releases would have been July. So I said to Ben, I says, we just need to release it now and then, it's there for anyone, obviously, through the summer. Hazel, hello, Anne-Marie. Now this launch definitely means summer is underway. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Nanny to the girls, hello. Nicola, hi. Caroline, hello. Betty. Carol, good in Texas. Oh, brilliant. Laura, hello. Emma, hi. Nana Kim, 54. Good afternoon from North Carolina. Thank you all so much for joining me. My summer wedding collection. I mean, you've already seen this one online if you've seen my socials and things like that. So there is 4 paper pads in this collection for the simple fact that I'd done some last year for my my cousin's wedding, and then I've done some as well. And by I mean Ben, don't you? And then Ben sort of created some more this year for this one. And I've got to say that I couldn't decide between some of the ones from last year and some of the ones from this year. So you've got them all. We've got, so this is the background pad. I've got a main. So I've got my summer wedding main pad. I've got a summer wedding backgrounds. And then I've got summer wedding frames and scenes. Obviously, we'll go through them all. So you've got lots of options, lots of choice. And again, lots of them are going to work brilliantly for so many other things. I know this sign says I do right here, but if you pop your sentiment over there or a flower or something, there's nothing on that says wedding. It's just very summer, very celebration, just very pretty, and which is obviously exactly what I always try to do, make you things that you can use for so many more things than what it's meant for. Matt Cox, hello. Sorry I'm late, been crafting. Well, we'll let you off. Matt, have you been crafting? Have you been working on your allocation for June, or have you been crafting for yourself? I love the bubbles. Caroline, oh my God. So confetti and bubbles and balloons, I absolutely love. And then all the really ditzy flowers. I love that kind of thing. For me, it really says summer. I think when you put it with a wedding pad, I think it really works as well. So you have got lots of the stuff that I love. All the sort of confetti, you've got tiny little daisies. You'll obviously see the theme running through this collection as I go through. June, brilliant. That's what I like to hear, Matt. I like to hear that you're at work. Good evening and hello, Michelle. Hello, Lynn. Thank you for joining. So shall we? Bubbles never lose their magic. No, I don't think they do. I think so. You've got you like your little fairy lights. So I've got sort of twinkling lights that you'll see coming through, and the bubbles and the confetti, and it makes me very happy, I've got to say. So which shall we go through? I think I've put them in backwards order. I know I haven't put them in any order really. We'll go through them. Let me move these to the side so we can concentrate on one at a time. Just pop those there. Right, so main collection, summer wedding. What you're going to get through here is you're going to get 2 grooms, you're going to get a bride and a groom, and you're going to get 2 brides. So you're going to get a mix of all the mixes that you can have. So just making sure I've not missed anyone. So you're going to get a mix, but you're also going to get a mix. So you've got this beautiful, huge gazebo. There's going to be some churches, and there's going to be some of those big wedding tents. What are they called? Marquees, things like that. Of course, someone did comment the other day on one of my posts that not everyone gets married in a church, and no, they don't. Not everyone gets married in a church. So I've done a mix of well, like I say, you've got churches on there, you've got different kinds of gazebos, you've got those marquees. So again, this one, obviously this pad, because it's got all the brides and grooms on, is going to be the, perfect wedding pad. But again, if you love this paper and you want to add a topper or something there that takes that away, again, it's just a beautiful celebration piece of paper or a design. So obviously this is the first one. So you've got those 2 lovely grooms, you've got beautiful arches, and again you've got all those ditzy flowers going on with those, and obviously walking towards that beautiful gazebo that you've got there. I've done it in summery colours, so you've got light pastels running through, you've got sort of blues and turquoises, you've got peaches, you've got pinks, you've got off-whites, you've got what I feel is a summer collection, summer colours. So that is your first one. So this is your next one. So you can see there's that large, beautiful marquee. I just keep calling it a wedding tent. So if I say wedding tent, just ignore me. But you've got the framing, and again, all those flowers. You've got bubbles. It's just, I feel, a beautiful summer image on there, design on there. So again, you've got your couple of grooms, but this time you've got the beautiful church on there, lots of your little lanterns. I've left this one blank. Some will be blank, some aren't, but again, it really doesn't matter if it says something, because obviously you can pop your sentiment over that if you want to be anyway. It could be groom and best man, absolutely, because yeah, there's nothing that says either or really, but I just want it to be very very mindful and very inclusive, that it's not always just a bride and groom, is it? So this is the one with the church, and again you've got some bunting, you've got bubbles. It just gives it that lovely summer feeling. And again, so you can see that this one is blank, for you to pop something on there or not. They're holding their little bouquet together. Just I think, very summery. I think Michelle is keeping us all in suspense for this one. So, and then we're going to move on to the bride and bride, or again, it could be a double wedding. Because do people still have those double weddings, or is that just a TV thing? But again, you've got beautiful arches, and in this one, again, you've got a gazebo, obviously totally different to the first one. And again, the sort of peaches and off-whites and a bit of pink running through this one. I absolutely love this one. I love the script on sort of the walkway up to that beautiful wedding tent. I can't help it. It's just a wedding tent, and it's as simple as that. This one actually, again, with the way that the dresses are, could be the bride and her maid of honor, her bridesmaid. Again, the papers are always open to your own interpretation of what you want to create with them, which is always the wonderful thing. So this one is, again, obviously bride and bride, but you've got the church on this one. I love the arches and the bubbles, the flowers. Again, you've got that script on the sort of walkway running up. I absolutely love it. Just pretty and summery. Now you've got more of a cool blue, and you've got that lovely green running through this. And we're on to, let me see if I've got that last bride and bride one. We'll do that one. So we've done the grooms. This is going to be the last brides, but again, this could be bride and bridesmaid. I love the framing on this one. I love the little sort of scripts down here at the bottom. So this one on the 8x8 or the 6x6, you know, if you've got some sort of resin frames or wood frames, that would frame it lovely. The sun peeking through. So then we are on to the bride and groom. So again, this one says I do, but you can pop your sentiment over there if you want to. This is the one with the church. This one just makes me want to go to wherever that is, put a deck chair up and sunbathe. Caroline, did you tag Lynn? No, but I tagged the Coopish chat. What's the Coopish chat? I'm not in the Coopish chat. What am I missing out on? Don't like to miss anything. So again, this one, you've got a gazebo here, but you've also got a little wedding tent marquee, whatever they're called. They're just pretty. You've got bubbles, but these bubbles are almost like glass balls or glass beads. And then I've left that one empty for you to be popping your sentiment in, or it could be a mirror. Again, entirely up to you and depending obviously on what you are making and creating. And then, so, wedding tent. I love the frame. I just love everything. They are summer to me. So I'm hoping that you're sort of seeing it and agreeing with that. Glorious paper, Michelle. Denise, thank you very much. And welcome. But no way am I getting married. Lynn, no, I don't blame you. Once bitten, twice shy is what they say, isn't it? And then this one is a bit more traditional. You've got that beautiful church. You've got a few doves up there. You've got the flower arches. You've got a lovely, that is where you put your sort of ceremony bits, isn't it? And then I've left that blank. So, of course, you can be popping whatever it is in there that you want to be popping in. Even if you don't pop anything in there, even if it's just left blank, you pop some flowers on there, some decoration, something like that. So that is the main one. So that is just the summer wedding. And then we'll have a look through the backgrounds. Hazel, these are fabulous. Thank you. And then I'll do a little demo. And then we'll look through the other two. And then hopefully I'll be able to fit another demo in. So backgrounds, again, you've seen this one. These are, for me, the ones that more than the others can be absolutely used for anything. They're just pretty. They're just beautiful. You can get rid of that by putting something over it or not. But I love how Ben's got the sort of sun streaming through. And then this one. So again, you will see that I've left the royal. It's me. By me saying I mean it's the royal we. So I tell Ben what to do. And he does it for me. So some of them are blank, some of them aren't. But again, you can see it's just a beautiful background. a real summer's day. So someone's having a birthday or a birthday party or any kind of sort of celebration through this summer. These are going to work beautiful. They're going to create lovely invites. They're going to create beautiful little gift bags. So if you've got lots of bridesmaids, you can create some lovely little gift bags out of these papers. And I'm going to make some and pop them up over this next week to give you a little bit of inspiration. So, and again, you can't beat the sort of the fabric. It's like a voile, isn't it? Sort of blowing in the wind. It just works beautifully to give you that really lovely summer effect. A gender reveal party. That's a great idea. Summer wedding next year. Might have to get these papers to make them a gift. Yeah, absolutely. The chat. Oh, hello from Cape Verde. Angela Boys. Very nice. So I did miss the chat. Oh, I don't like missing things. These are fabulous. Thank you, Hazel. So you can see I've sort of got it all running through. You've got the beautiful fairy lights that are just sort of sparkling and bubbles. It wouldn't be something summery feeling for me without the bubbles. But this is a perfect garden party piece, isn't it? So you've got the green, the beautiful greens running through this. You've got some peach flowers everywhere. That garden, is it an arbor? A garden arbor, I want to call it. I love this one. This would absolutely make some stunning invites, wouldn't it? And then on to this one. So you do have the I do on this one. You've got a lovely little gazebo just in the distance there. But again, take away, it is nothing other than just a beautiful summery design. Just got a hint of an archway going on there. So again, like I was saying about the fabric, you've got the lovely voile fabric sort of hanging, flowing in the wind, a lovely wedding tent. Not necessarily a wedding tent. It could be for christenings, births, anything like that. I've run out of words to describe your papers, Michelle, so I will just keep quiet and drool. Thank you very much, Denise. I really appreciate that. Don't drool on the paper. No, don't drool on the paper. I keep moving it up there. I keep forgetting that I'm down here. Bubbles, the 10, just, you can see why these are sort of my backgrounds, even though you wouldn't use them and like cover them up. Or I love this. It's obviously huge on this one. But again, cover that up. You've got that beautiful, huge sign. If you are having a party, garden party or anything like that, you could pop that in a frame and you could pop in there, whatever it is, welcome or something, and have it at the entrance to the garden party or whatever. That would look awesome. And I love these. I love this with the dandelions, aren't they? I love them. And I absolutely love this. So this is sort of from the perspective of being in there. You've got all sort of the chairs. It's almost like a giant orangery, isn't it? The chairs sort of, I love the colour. I love looking up sort of the aisle or whatever it is. Drinks this way, even better, Matt. But I suppose you could do it with lots of them. You could, if you were doing like those, for the tables, the place settings are, because you have at the door, you have the actual table settings if you're doing it a little bit more formal with everyone's name around the table. So you could do that on these as well. How can we all love dandelions when they are clocks, but not when they are yellow? I've no idea, because we call them wee beds. I don't know if that's a Yorkshire thing or a British thing, but yeah, when they're yellow, we call them wee beds. And when they're clocks, they're like the best thing ever, aren't they? And you've got the lovely frame round the side. It just so you've got a little present there. So again, you cover the I do and it could be for anything. So remember, these come in an 8x8 and they come in the 6x6 as well. But I always find it best to print out the 12x12s and show you the design on those, because it just picks up so much better. You have a real good sticky beak when it's on a 12x12, can't you? I absolutely love it. I love them all. But they're just they're pretty and summery. So they're going to work for any kind of baby things. Lots of these are quite ethereal feeling. So, you know, if you've got that horrible sympathy card that has to be done, you can use parts of these that are going to just fit that sort of events. I don't want to, no, it's not an event, is it? That circumstance event. Only I could say event, couldn't I? Right, so let's do a little demo with using some of those. So these are all my bits and bobs. Let's move them for now. Because weddings, births, anything like that, it's always nice to make a photo album or a mini album or a folio or something like that. I know lots of my followers they're not up to the the covering of the I can't think of the name, mount board, things like that. So on Amazon and probably on other places too, you can get white mount board and it's white all the way through. So if you're not wanting to cover it full and create an album that way, then you don't have to. You can just mat and layer on it if you want to. But then I thought to myself, well, actually, let's do something a little bit more fun. So let me get all my bits out. I've got these and I've had them for ages and I keep meaning to use them and I keep forgetting. So I thought, what better time to use them actually than today? So I've got all these. And when I came here, I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I've got these. So this is a it's a crocodile, but it's a disc one. So instead of making holes, it makes this different shape and it allows us to be able to use these discs. Now I've got these gold ones and I thought, well, that's absolutely perfect for a little wedding photo album. So I'm going to use those. But you can get them in so many different colours. You've got a lovely rainbow one there. So I'm going to pop that to the side. So we're going to use this. I'm going to show you how to use this. It's very, very simple. It's basically just a fancy hole punch and it's as simple as that. For no other reason than I had some offcuts this particular size. So they are 7 3/4 by 5 3/4. Now, if you wanted to make a smaller album, if you wanted to make it 6x4, for photos to fit 5x7, it's entirely up to you. So you're going to need 2 pieces of your mount board that are obviously the same size. Now we're going to get this out and you just squeeze it together, pull your little lock down and it opens. And you can you see that? You can see that. It's almost like a little T shape. So what you're going to do is we're going to pop this in here and we're going to butt it up to that T shape and we're going to butt it up there. So we're going to bring it up to that T and we're going to bring it down to this here. And that means when we do the hole punchy thing, don't have wide enough hands. It's going to be nice and straight. So I'm going to, there you go. So you can see it's this weird little T-shaped thing. And the brilliant thing about it is what you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to pop it over there And what it's going to do is it's going to make each and every one perfectly spaced. So you can pop it over there. I'm going to hold it in place, pop that, and there's nothing hard about it. It's so simple. So we're going to bring that in. Mine's really old. It just gets a little bit stuck. Just have to be careful with her. So again, we're just lining that up, popping, just need to push it open. And then again, lining all that up. And you've got that beautiful, it's so easy, isn't it? And then when you're using these discs, it just looks fabulous. It really does. And then what you've got here at the bottom, just pop that open. That's where all my waste is. Close it back up. And we're done. And it really is as simple as that. So just to close it and lock it, you just obviously squeeze it together, pop that back up there, and it's locked. I've had this for years and years and years. They're still doing them. I had a look on Amazon today, and they've got them on special offer. So if you don't have one and you're looking to get one, We Are Memory Keepers on Amazon. They're on special offer. So that's the front. So this is my back piece. So you can see I've done them exactly the same. I couldn't work that out then. So that's my front piece and that is my back. And I've already just decorated that up. I'll decorate the front in a minute. You just didn't want to see me doing two of them. Now, all I've done is I've got some gold matte mirror card and I've just matte and layered it. And I've cut that particular design out. I've used my hole punch from Crafter's Companion, the corner punch with the holes. I thought it just worked perfectly. So I've got my front and my back. So what I'm going to do is this is the one I've decided on. So that particular design for the front. So for the gold, I've gone to 7 inches by 5.5. Because what I want to do is I want to line it up at this side. And I want to give those space. Now, I could matte and layer all the way across with this gold card and then do the hole punchy thing. I don't want to. I didn't want to. I don't want to add too much for no other reason than it just... When you've got that gold matted up to it and then you've got these beautiful things on, it makes a feature out of it because you've got that line that ends there. And then what you're looking at on that side, it just pops more. So which is why I've had my matte and layer just finishing up to there. So we're just going to glue this on. It is a great little gadget. And again, you can get those discs in all sorts of colours. So many. So let's pop that there. Wiggle that up a little bit. Okay. Yay, demo. I use white mount board. Yeah, the thing is, I've got a lot of grey board because I cover a lot of mine up. But to be honest, I don't think the white mount board is much, if at all, more expensive than normal mount board. But I think, I always sort of create an album and I covered it up. So I thought this time today we'd do something just a little bit different. Right. So I've cut this particular piece of paper down to 6 by 5 3/8. Now I'm going to pop that there. Again, I've done the corner punch on all 4 sides. I'm going to pop that there. The reason is I'm going to leave blank because I'm going to bring in my other crocodile, like my official crocodile, and we're going to put a little hole in there. I could have had the design going all the way across, but I've used my 6x6. So I'm not. So what? Because it doesn't fit. If I'd had my 8x8 piece, it would have fit all the way across, and you could have gone to the edge if you really wanted to. But I'm going to pop a hole in the middle, and I'm going to wrap some. I've got some elastic, so we're going to use that. So let's glue this on first. But before I do, so this is where I couldn't decide what I wanted to do, sort of design-wise on the front. I really want to sort of make it pop without adding lots of depth, lots of embellishment. So you could, if you wanted to, just as simply as a cardboard, using a couple of your circle dies to cut that out, which really sort of focuses your eye again and makes it pop. I've got some of these lovely frames. It's I think it's a resin frame. And if you pop that on the front, again, you don't need to do much else to it. It's really going to make it pop. It draws your eye to sort of the centre of that design, which I absolutely love doing. Now I've got some smaller ones. Let's just find them. I love a frame. I love a wood frame. I love a resin frame, anything like that. So I've got some smaller ones here. And again, it's entirely up to you. If there's a particular piece on here that you just want to frame, you can absolutely just frame that. You've got that sort of circle that I said would have or could have had your sentiment in. So you could pop that on there. Should that go to the top? I think that should go to the top. You could pop that. For me, it's a little bit too close to these, so I probably wouldn't. But if you've got it on a card, adding just a frame just to a particular piece really, really looks lovely. Pop away. Because sometimes we want to do something, but not too much, but we want it to be fabulous. So especially if you're putting something together last minute and you want it to be fabulous, but you don't have loads of time, pop a frame on the front, because then it looks really expensive. It looks like you've taken forever to do it. You've gone to a lot of effort, and really you've thrown it together a little bit quickly by just adding that frame. So let's... Right, I'm going to glue this down first. So I'm just using my collal. Just gives me enough time to wiggle it into place. So let's put that on there. Of course, you could be inking edges, distressing edges, anything like that. I'm not, obviously demoing for you guys. I try to... I could have inked them before. I could have done if I wanted to, but I must admit, I haven't inked a lot for quite a while. For no other reason. I think sometimes you just get out of doing something, don't you? I really, I need to get them. In fact, I've had an idea for a little ink display. So maybe I'll make that and then have them out on the side. Right, so using my mat, I'm going to use 6 as my centerpiece. And then I'm just going to find a pen or a pencil. I'm just going to put a mark there. Now, again, I don't know, I think lots of us have got crocodiles. It's the same as sort of the other one. You've got that lovely lock there, which is really easy to pop open. Each side is where you're going to pop a hole. Now, one side is bigger than the other. So I'm going to use this side. And again, you've got this little, this black notch thing here. You can go up to 1 inch on your card with this and bring it up or down. So if you wanted to obviously pop more on, more than one hole, obviously that allows you to... Do not 6, 1, 2, 3 and a bit. Yeah, no. That was so off, wasn't it? That right, 6 is the middle. 1, 2, 2. Try it again. There we go. Pen. Ah. Right, I'm going to use my bigger side. Get the right pen mark. There we go. And so I've just got my hole there. Now, what you can do with that is you don't have to put anything in it. You could just use it to thread some ribbon through if you wanted. But what I've got here is I've got some elastic. And I'm going to pop both sides in. So let me just get my poker tool. There we go. So you've got that on the outside. And then you've got these two on the inside. Now it can be a little bit tricky. What you need to do is I need to open that up like that so I can get my little eyelet and I'm going to pop it in there. Now, obviously, because I've got that elastic in there, it's just a little bit, making that hole a little bit tighter, but it will pop through. It just takes a little bit of persuading. There we go. So it's in place now, and you can see that I've got the elastic on the other side. And now what I need to do is I need to bring in the end of it. And this is where I'm going to give it a good squeeze. And I have got a wrap now for my book. So I'm going to turn it over and you can see it's caught that elastic in there. So all I need to do now is trim those edges off. Just check that it's nice and flat. If it's not as flat as you want it to be, just come back in again with your crocodile. But then what that does, it just gives me a lovely closure then for my book. This piece here, if you want to cover it, I could have done with straightening that up a little bit, but it really, really doesn't matter. So there you go. So when I bring everything in together, it's just a lovely wrap. But we're not done there. So what do I need to show you next? So very simply, that is the front and that is the back. On the back, I had some offcuts. So let me just pop that away because all I want to do is a nice and simple photo album. So I had just some offcuts. So all I've done is I'm going to create myself a nice little pocket. So this is just a little bit of the pattern paper that was left. So this is just under 7 inches by 3 inches high because that's all I had left in height. Laura Staff, good evening. So sorry. I saw your post and hadn't realised it would have been posted yesterday. I know, I normally post them last minute, don't I? £23, yeah, that's what I sew them at. So it's a real good price because they're normally about £40, I think. I've got some little frames and I would never thought of doing that. No, you do. I don't think you do. If you've got a particular bit that you really want to make stand out, some frames just work really well. Thank you for showing how to use it, Michelle. I had been using mine wrong. I thought the middle, but was where I made the hole. I see. Okay, so the actual crocodile. Yes. Oh, I can't even open my box, Emma. Yeah, those two side pieces are the holes, and one is smaller and one is a bit bigger, and they've both got inch and centimetre markings on, and then the end bit is where you do your eyelet. Right, pop that there. So This is just the inside of the back piece, and I thought to myself, we'll just pop a little pocket on there. I've just curved the edges. I don't. You can see. Oh, you can see. Look, I've used that corner punch, and I thought, well, that's going to sit lovely there. Doesn't really stand out, does it? So I had enough cut of that gold left that matches the front and the back. So I thought if we bring that in and pop it there, obviously a little bit neater when I glue it in a minute, you've got a lovely pocket there. And because you're using these, you can have this quite well, you can have it quite wide, the actual album itself. With obviously, if you're using the big ones, you can have it a lot wider. So you could pop that pocket on foam pads or not. It's entirely up to you. So let's just, again, we'll just get this glued down. This was just an offcut. So I didn't particularly measure it in any sort of other way than getting some white card to fit it perfectly. And I just made sure that the width of it didn't go too close to those. Right, so let's pop this behind. And again, just curl those corners to tie everything in. Curled, curved the corners. I'm going to say I cornered the corners. It's the same thing, isn't it? So entirely up to you, foam pads or no foam pads. I think I'm just going to glue mine down flat. Glue just there. So if you're having it as a pocket, remember not to glue the whole thing. Remember just to sort of glue down either side and then across the bottom. Many a time what was supposed to be a pocket wasn't for me, because my memory hates me. I hadn't read the instructions. I know instructions can be a little bit boring sometimes, can't they? So there you go, just a lovely little pocket on the back. That design on the back as well. So I'm going to pop that to the side, because really the only other thing is we need to make some paper pages. So let me bring my front piece in. So this is 7 3/4 by 5 3/4. So what I've done is I've cut my pages down to 7.5, and I've gone to 5 5/8. So this is 5 3/4, and all I've done is I've brought them down 1/8 of an inch or a slither, just to make them fit and sit lovely. So I'm using my 200 GSM card. I find if you use copier paper, it doesn't sit nicely. It's a bit too flimsy to sit into these. So I've put it away, haven't I? Look at me putting stuff away. It's not like me at all. So if you want to grab 4, 6-ish sheets of these and do them all at once, then all you need to do is bring in a couple of your bulldog clips or some little pegs, anything like that, to hold all your pieces of paper together. So you don't need to worry about keeping these straight when you're popping it in here. So there we go. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing that I did last time. I'm going to line that up on that little notch that is there for me. And just keep going until you're done. And it's as simple as that. It is such a fab little piece to play with. It really is. And then, let me see if I can find it. Bringing that corner punch in again. I thought it'd be fun to all of my pages, because I'm not doing a mini album in the sense that we're going to be creating lots of pockets and flips and flaps and things like that on the inside. So we're going to add the interest to the actual pages. So I'm just going to use those, that on the corner. And then what you've got is you've got lots of pages that have got all that sort of interest on them themselves. Now I've got a little stamp set. What have I done with it? It's here. I got this off Amazon a while ago. I'm not sure if it's still on there. I think it is. I think I saw it today because I wanted to have a check and see what was on there. I just got it off of Amazon. But you've got these obviously here, and then you've got your place photos here, your 2x2, your 4x4, 8x10, 5x7. So you've got all those different sizes to be popping on your mini albums, anything like this. It just adds that interest straight away to the page if you're just going to leave it blank like this. That one didn't work very well. I didn't get my stamping platform out, so that one looks a bit rubbish, but it's fine, it'll do. So then all we're going to do now is it's just as easy as popping this all together. So I'm going to get these. So it's mount board, so we're going to be a little bit careful. What you need to do is you just need to pop it on. So I'm going to lift that up and push that piece down just a little, just enough for me to get it in there. And then I can straighten my edges. My edges on the mount board do bend a little, but by the time that you've got this on, you don't see them. I'll gently ease that in. Obviously, it's a lot easier on the thinner paper that you're going to use. There we go. And these spin. So you've got that lovely, and they've got hearts. So these are hearts in the middle as well. So it obviously makes it work. It looks even better. So I'm going to do the same with these. Now it's going to be a lot easier with my paper because it's got more give in it than the mount board. There we go. Oh, did I pull it? Oh, I pulled it off my mount board. So there you go. So you can see the first one's gone on relatively, well, quite easy actually. It's just, I want to, you're going to find your way to hold these to do it. I actually think I'm finding it a bit easier to do it that way. So push that down. There we go. Last one. There we go. So you've got the lovely, nice album that's come together. Obviously, you can put a lot more in than that if you want. We're going to pop this front piece on. So, be nice to me. I've done everything else so simply. Just, it needs a little bit of a twist to sort of pop on there. There we go. So as much as those tiny little edges, so those edges there might bend a little. Let me see if I can do it this way. Once it's in there, you don't see it. So just straighten them with your fingers. I am finding it easier. So I'm going to push that side down. I'm going to lift that side up. And we're going to pop that ring through. Oh, it is easier that way, isn't it? Look. Through. There we go. There. Look. So those edges, you just need to be careful when you're doing it. But how lovely does that look? And then this now is going to keep that together. Of course, you can decorate that edge however you want. If you wanted to pop a flower or something over there, you, of course, absolutely can do. What I've got is, so I've got this. I'm not going to pop it on now because of time. But this, again, where did I get that from? I've no idea. I find all sorts of bits and bobs all over. But if I find it, I'll let you know. But you can see it's just, I think I got it from like one of those jewelry bead websites where you can get obviously all sorts of things like that. But that is going to look, I think, fabulous on there. You could put some flowers on there if you want. Again, you could bring that frame in. Actually, you could bring that frame in, and if you wanted to, you could pop a little bit of that across the top of the frame. So you could really go to town on it if you wanted. But that is, I mean, so they're still twisting. So they're sat in there nice. I might have made a little bit of a toe with that one, but that's fine. And then I'm going to pop a pocket on the front. You can, if you've already got the photos and you're gifting it to someone for the wedding, photos you've taken at the wedding, that would be lovely. But you can see that it works really, really well. And if you've got one in there and you've made a mess of it or anything, they pop off so easy. Don't damage it because they're going to pop back on just as easy. So just popping that back in, closing it up, and then all I've got left now to do is to just decorate. But it really makes a feature of these papers. And it's just a really, really fun project to make. So I hope that you like that. How many of you are going now to go buy one of these? Hands up if you're going to go get one now. Right, so we looked at those first two paper pads, didn't we? The main one and sort of my backgrounds. I'll bring these two in now for you to have a look at. I've got to get these and try it. Oh, I missed the papers, didn't it? You missed a couple, but I'm going through a couple now, Gaz. Great demo, Michelle, thank you. I just wanted to show you, and my whole aim with my papers always is to show you ways to use them where they're still on display, but you're still creating fabulous projects, because I get lots of messages saying that people don't know how to use them. And I know we're always scared to use a beautiful paper pad anyway, aren't we? But I need you to view these as any other paper pad. I mean, I know mine are a little bit better. But you've got all those dies and those stamps and those stencils, and you've got all that stuff in your stash. So bring those in to play with these. Just sort of view it as any other paper pad that you've got. And don't forget that you can be bringing those in to use with this. Me. So you are ordered. It's a shame I don't get commission. That bloke who's selling these on Amazon, he'll be like, "Oh, I've had an influx of sales tonight." I've got a die from Helen Griffin that does the disc notches. Yes, she does, because Helen Griffin is amazing, and she's one of the nicest people. And she does lots of album dies and things like that. She's does everything that I kind of love, but she brings dies as well to do it, to make it easier. I mean, this isn't hard to use in any way, shape or form at all. Don't think if you've got dexterity issues, it's going to be hard to use. It's not. I just have little hands, so that opens wide-ish, not too wide. You can see that I'm doing that with ease. In fact, I can sort of do it with two fingers. I can't move that finger, look. I can do it with two fingers. It's really easy to use. But yeah, if you want to use the dies or you want to get that, they're both going to do exactly the same thing, definitely. Oh, thank you, guys. Loving them. I didn't know that. Sorry, my chat frozen. Oh, about the die from Helen Griffin. Yeah, absolutely. I've got to say, I'm very lazy with my die cutting. I like to make projects where I don't have to get my machine out. But that's always a good thing, because if you're a beginner, it means you don't feel like you need the dies and a machine to start off, and to create fabulous projects. That is sort of what I am all about. The paper, making the most of the paper, with or without your dies, definitely. Angela Reid will have to watch later. Angela, are you on a holiday, or is that the other Angela? Um, right, so these are my two sort of scenes. So this is, let me just double check. Yes, this is my framed collection. So it's really going to be what it says on the tin. Again, all those colours running through this collection that you've seen in the other two. The bubbles are going to run through it. You've got confetti everywhere, that's going to run through it. The candles, the little fairy lights, very, very summery. So this is the first one. Left it blank. But even if it wasn't blank, you could still pop something over there. Now, again, so it's framed. The first one was a church. So again, we're going to have churches and gazebos and wedding tents. They are called a marquee, aren't they? So this one, again, got some lovely script running through it. You've got the same colour. Obviously, you're going to have the same colour palette running through it. So you've got the frame here, and then you've got sort of framing around the edges. Wedding tent. Oh no, Lynn, I've just seen a comment. I hope whatever it is resolves, gets better. But sending hugs and love. I'm trying to quickly read while you're having a look at this one. But oh, I hope everything gets resolved or sorted, whatever it is. I love this one. I love the little sort of church in the wreaths. And again, the script always looks fabulous on everything, doesn't it? The bubbles, real bright sun coming from nowhere and blinding you like it does in the summer. I love the wreaths, the script on there, that sort of sheet at the bottom. And again, a lovely wedding tent. This one's a little bit darker, almost like the afternoon sort of tea time sun, when it's just sort of maybe dropping a little. But again, you've got that beautiful frame, this time with the arches. You've got the gazebo in the background. And you've got the script running down there and there on this one. Another one with the arches, but obviously a little bit different. Really frames, really. So this is sort of what I meant when, if you wanted to pop something like this on it, but you've got this here and it really draws your eye to whatever is in the middle of it. It really makes a feature of it. This page reminds of Lord of the Rings. I can see that, absolutely. Giant bubble there. Because why not? But again, the bubbles, the blue sky, the church, the sort of the frame, it's a very happy collection. So you can see that nothing about these particular ones say wedding. It could be any celebration at all. And then unfortunately it could, there's certain aspects that you could cut out that could be used for those sympathy cards. But you've got those births as well, garden parties. Lovely fountain on this one. So the swag at the top. First communion and confirmation, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they would be perfect. And there's options because you've got the peaches and the pinks, you've got the blues and the greens running through. I suppose you could use some of the main ones because that doesn't necessarily have to be brides and or grooms. It could be someone who's going through the Holy Communion and they're in their fabulous suit or their fabulous dress. I remember my Holy Communion. I remember feeling like a bride in my dress. I had a veil and everything. It was awesome. I love this one. The peach is just gorgeous. It's just so deep and rich, I think is the word that I'm looking for. Then we've got beautiful wreath on that one. And again, this last one is that church. But again, beautifully framed. So that is the wreath. That is some wedding wreaths. And then this is the summer wedding themes. So like I was saying before, some of these were made last year. And I've added them on and into this collection because they were so beautiful not to share. So that's quite a grand one, isn't it, that? Almost regal, that church. So I love the archways. I love this little sort of swag of flowers. And of course, you've got the bubbles. Every time I say the word bubbles, I remind myself of, you remember the film Finding Nemo? And there's is it a shrimp in the tank? And he keeps saying, my bubbles. Am I the only one who remembers that? Please tell me I'm not. So again, you've got that beautiful swag of flowers. Nothing on this says wedding. Going to be perfect for a wedding if you're making those albums or those cards or those invites. Name place thingamabobs on your tables. You can be making some fabulous little gift bags for all the bridesmaids. Things like that with those. The shrimp, yes, he was named Claude because he was French, wasn't he? And I kept saying, my bubbles. Sorry. That's such a bad impression, wasn't it? But it does. Every time I say bubbles, I remind myself of that shrimp. It's just a beautiful collection. You just sort of want to lose yourself and go wherever that is, don't you? And again, you're going to find script running through most of these. I think it really just, I love script. I love script and I love the musical score that you can find through papers. Which actually reminds me of a pad that I've got coming out for birthday week. It may or may not have a pad of script and musical score sheets in there. Just a little cheeky, sneaky hint at what is going to be coming up. It's only a couple of weeks away now. I can't believe it's only a couple of weeks until I've been doing this for a full year. It has flown so much. I love this. It almost looks like those stormy clouds, doesn't it, coming from behind the church? Hint, hint. Absolutely. I love this. So I know I say that with everyone, but I love how he's put the script on the grass on the way to the church rather than, I think it's just lovely. I think how he adds scripts differently to every single one is just awesome. But that's definitely a Holy Communion one, isn't it? Or something, or a christening or a birth for that one. She's just got that huge, beautiful garden. And again, you've got confetti everywhere, bubbles, pretty flowers. But not pretty flowers to the point where it's a florally pad and you couldn't use it for much else. Great Peak, Michelle, musical sheets. This reminds me, Michelle, is it too late for me to order a birthday collection from you? It's not. It's absolutely not, because I've had a couple of people who did order who've changed their minds, because obviously with the huge US thing going on and the stupid amounts that they're being charged, they've decided against it, because some of the bits that are in the boxes, as always, everything's made in China. If you order my papers, anything like that, they're obviously, my paper is sourced from a UK paper mill, and obviously they're designed in a house here, so everything's UK. So you're not, if you're ordering any of my papers, you don't need to worry about that. I love this one. I love it's like, it's almost like you can barely see the church for the sun. Just a couple more in this one. Again, pop whatever sentiment in there that you want, or no sentiment at all. It could just be an image that you want to pop in there. And then last one. I keep putting them up there. I do apologise. So you've got script down there. This is almost a late summer piece, isn't it? Right, so that is the last one. So that is all four. And as always, all four will come in the 12 by 12. It will come in the A4 pad, which has that 8 by 8 on there. And then it comes in the 6 by 6. And again, as always, it comes with the toppers as the toppers. Now, I haven't got any printed out, but if you saw my last live, I'm doing the topper pads. So you can get all of these in the topper collection as well. This is sort of what the A4 looks like, with 2 on the bottom. Because I printed these out for me, I didn't print out the bottom bit. Bear with me, let me find you an A4 pad. I've got all this paper surrounding me. Can I find one? Can I, heckers? Oh, bear with me. I'm trying not to give you a sneak peek as well. Right, so if you remember, they did come like that with the border around. So I've just changed up the design. So the whole of the top is just the design now. So I think it looks a bit sleeker. I think it looks a bit better. And then you've got that, it's 8 1/4, isn't it? So you've got a bit of grace there as well. And obviously you're still going to get those 2 touches at the bottom. Right, so what was I doing? Card. We bring in. So I had an idea for a card and I hadn't quite decided. I hadn't quite finished it. So it's either going to work really well or it's not. So these are all the bits that are mine. So I've got a 6 by 6 base of, it's like a pearlescent. So I've just got a 10th fold or a normal fold, whichever you decide on. 6 by 6 pearlescent. I've already glued this down. So all I've done is I've got one of my 6 by 6 pads designs, and I've just got the textured cardstock, just that 1/8 of an inch wider. Now, again, we've got a theme going tonight, haven't we? We've got the theme of frames. So I can't find them. Oh, they're here, right next to me. I just again used my nesting dies. Now Chloe does amazing ones, but So Craft Mania. So Jamie Rogers, if any of you follow him, he has got loads of nesting dies really up to this big size. So he's got loads on his website as well. So either Chloe or Jamie Rogers have got loads of nesting dies, and they're only, Jamie's are $29.99. I think the same as Chloe's, I'm not quite sure, but he's got a sale on some of his as well. So all I did was I took one of the nesting dies, bring them back in. So I took one of the nesting dies because the particular design I had was that one. So if I pop that back in the middle, so that was my image that I decided on. So I wanted to pop the middle out, and I thought this one works perfectly for just bringing in a circle die and cutting that focal point out. And then what I also did was I took the same size die and then one 2 sizes up to create just a frame to pop around there. You could leave it like that. You didn't have to cut the middle out. You could just, again, pop a frame around the middle. So if you've got your resin ones, if you've got your wood ones, that's actually really nice because you've got that double frame effect there. So, any of your frames, if you don't have any wood or resin frames, if you've got any of your nesting dies in any of your different shapes, they're going to work perfectly because obviously taking 2, you can create yourself a frame. So that's all I did for those. And again, you don't want to see me sort of die cutting. So I wanted to create that. I wanted to take that out. Now, there's so many options. You can pop this on some foam pads and have that flat. And then you've got some foam pads and you're really looking into the middle, especially if you pop that on there. It really, again, focuses your eye to the middle. You can do it the other way. Have this flat, have this on some foam, and then again with that beautiful frame round it, again, it's popping, it's that centre, it's that main bit of image that I want to stand out. Is he UK based, Emma? Lynn, he is. So I don't know, Jamie Rogers used to TV demonstrate for Creative Expressions. So you've probably seen him on TV and not realised who he is, but he's had his own craft shop for a long time, but he does his own range now, and it's Jamie Rogers. His shop is Craft Mania. So yeah, you can pop it like that. You've got many different options just by doing those if you want. But I just wanted to do something a little bit different. So I've got my 6x6 frame, and I'm either going to glue that flat down or on a thin piece of foam to the edges, because this was sort of my thought process. I turn it round because I want the white this side, because when you see it from the back, you've got that lovely gold. But also I want to pop a stamp there, a sentiment. So I'm going to glue on there. And the reason I think I need to pop a little bit of foam behind it is because when I put this in here, and I'm going to glue it to this. So it's, I think it's going to catch because it's the same depth as this when I pull it in and out. Because what I want to do is I want to be able to pull this in and out. So I think that's going to catch. So I think this needs to go on a little bit of foam. Now, I've already mat and laid this. I've got some, it's gold, then the textured cardstock that matches this. And then I've got some of the patterned paper. Now that is going to go across the top. And it is going to fit like this. Now, that particular piece that I've used, it doesn't suit that at all because this is so blue. So I've just, I had some extra bits that I've got, which sort of waste. So I'm going to pop that one on there because I feel the blue works so much better. And then it's going to glue, and obviously I'm going to be able to, lift that up. But this is going to be glued to this. So when that lifts up, so That's going to lift up through there, and it's going to reveal on your wedding day, or congratulations, whatever sentiment that you want to put at the bottom. So let's put it together. See if my idea works. So let me bring in this one. So I've already got red liner tape on there, which I don't really need. It's because sort of my card evolved while I was creating it. So I need to take that off, and I need to add some strips of foam. So I only need 3. Because we've got that sort of piece that's going to come in and out. Right, so let's put this down this side. And then this one on this side. He has got a Facebook page as well. He does lives. And he used to do create and craft. Obviously, he doesn't anymore. Create and craft no longer exists. But he goes on the craft store on Facebook, who do lives for other companies. He goes live on his own page and his own YouTube as well. Right, so that is going to sit on there perfectly. Just a little bit of depth means that when I bring this in and out, it's going to not catch. So let's peel those away. Third one. My foam tape was nice to me tonight. It's not normally that kind. So let's. There we go. Right, so it's going to slip in there, lovely. And now I've got that foam, I've got that height. This shouldn't, when I bring it in and out, shouldn't catch. Shouldn't be in the operative word. If you feel that it does, then add either another layer of foam. But to be honest, when I cut that circle out, I'd already glued my pattern paper on, so it's got the added depth. I know it's not a lot, but of the card behind it as well. But it should be absolutely fine. So what we want to do before we go any further is we're going to slip that in there, and we're going to push it as far down as we can to see how much we've got left over. I have got, that's like 1.5 inches, isn't it? So you need to make sure that it's nice and straight. You also want to make sure that it's central. Now, I know it's going to come in and out, but it needs to be central for us gluing this on. So if we pop it in there and then decide to glue that on, when we pull it in and out, this is always going to be a little bit wonky. So we're going to try and centre that as much as we can. And again, I know this is going on the top. So when we glue this as well, we need to make sure that that's central and this is lined up at each side. So I'm going to glue that one on because I don't like that peachy colour. It doesn't sort of match my main card. But you could bring your inks in to just add a little bit of blue to that if you wanted to make it match. There we go. Right. So as always, I'm using the markings on here to make sure that this is straight. So if I know that this is straight, when I've got this in here, I know that that needs to be straight there as well, which it is. So it's entirely up to you. You can pop that on first while it's there, or you can glue that middle bit in. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to glue this. So I'm going to hold that down and I'm going to glue this bit because I don't want to over glue with that. I don't want to glue too far across. So again, hold it down, line it up. And I know there's an extra bit. So what you could either do is just cut that a little bit longer or trim that. I'm going to trim that because I only wanted this top bit to be 1 inch. So now I know where it is. I can go in with either my scissors or guillotine afterwards to glue that down. Right, this is now ready to be glued in, and hopefully it's not going to catch. So let's pop that. Make sure I can get my design lined up. Which it is. And then I'm just going to pop that there. So this, pull this out gently. So now I can give that a real good press down, and I can give that press down as well. I'm going to bring in my scissors. It wasn't quite dry. I felt it moved the teensiest bit. So I'm not going to do it yet. So this is where I'm going to pour. I haven't got a stamp that I really want to use, but I can use one of these. But any stamp that you want, you can be popping a sentiment there. You can also pop one there. So as you're pulling it out, you've got congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Whatever sort of sentiments that you want on there. Because the fun is the pulling it out and the reveal of the sentiments. And also you can pop a sentiment there or an image or something. So when you bring this out, you can see obviously the image disappears, but then it's going to reveal whatever you want in there as well. So this, for me, for my card, this is 7 inches. So this is 6 inches. So this is 7 inches. But remember, I'm going to cut that 1/4 of an inch off because I've got a 1/4 of an inch foam at the bottom. There we go. So that should be nice and dry. All I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this just in and make sure it's going to sort of go in easily. Oh, it didn't. Look at that. This, for me, it made it look like a present. So you can pop some ribbon round there if you want to and have a bow. So it really does look like the lid of a present coming off and on. So it's going to sort of slide off nice and easily. And you've almost, you could have anything on there. You don't necessarily have to cut the center of that image out and have it on there. I just thought it was a little bit of fun and just a different way to create a card. Now, it sort of blends in when it's there, just like that. So I am going to add that frame. So I'm going to use this. Almost out. There we go. Hopefully that won't spludge over. Spludge is definitely the technical term for that. So what I'm going to do is lift that out so I can give this a good press down. Now I definitely if I hadn't have changed my design, I would just have used the paper and not the paper and card, because obviously it makes it so much flatter without the card behind it. So you can see that when you pull it out, you've got whatever sentiment there is going to be framed lovely as well. So it's just catching. So if you do this, don't have the paper and card from the front on there, just have the paper. It'll make it so much flatter. Mine will come out in time. It just needs to be used a little bit. One of a better word. Every phrase that I thought of to say then just didn't sound right. So let's just find a real lovely sentiment to pop on there. Let's have a look. There's no wedding-y sort of type of things in here. Oh, love with all your heart. That's a perfect one for a sort of wedding card, isn't it? So let's make sure that we get this right central or really centered. That will do. So pop that in. And then you've got, again, you're going to pop some either ribbon around the top to make it look like a present or more like a present. Add some embellishments, sort of anything you want. I have got these and I absolutely love them. And they are just dewdrops. They're nothing other than just different sized dewdrops. Now they're going to look lovely because these pages have got so many bubbles on them. You can really emphasize the bubbles with these. It's going to make them pop. But I'm not going to put anything on yet. So what you've got is you've got this lovely card. Again, mine's just needs a bit of encouraging. I can't grab it. So pop down you. So when you lift it out, you've got that lovely love with all your heart, and then again a bit more of a sentiment there. So that it worked out a lot better than I thought it was going to. But so the only thing that I'm not quite happy with is that I've got sort of the paper and card on there. If I just had the paper on there, it would come out a lot easier. I'll have a bit of a play with it afterwards, but just another way to really show off the papers. Do lots of fabulous crafting with it, and don't you're not feeling like you've covered up too much. I mean, if you wanted to, I know that one's a little bit small, isn't it? And I've got a bigger one. If you wanted to, you could pop that over there as well. Let's try that one. It's a little bit bigger. Actually, that might be quite nice, that one, because it's sort of mimicking the circle in the middle, isn't it? Ooh. So yes, I love using a frame to frame a frame. Where's that other one? Let's have a look at that. So actually, that looks quite nice as well. Obviously, you can ink that up. You could pop other colours on there if you wanted to distress it, but acetate over it, absolutely. Yeah, that's probably where I will have to go with this to stop it from just catching there. So let me pull that out. So yeah, so I could pop that up, pop some acetate behind it. And then that. So I just think it was a nice, just a bit of a different way to create a card and really show off those papers. So where is my album? It's here, isn't it? So I'm quite happy. We've done a couple of demos. I will decorate them up it would look nice with the shaker centre as well. So what you could actually do, so you've got this, you've popped acetate behind it, so mine doesn't catch when it's coming in and out. You've got the acetate behind, so you're going to pop it under here. Obviously, you'll do it before. And then cut a circle. If you're using a circle, cut a circle of your acetate. It's going to sit behind there perfectly. Use some of your foam tape to lift it up, and you've got a shaker on the front with that behind. Oh, that's going to look awesome. Oh, I might have to do that. Who said that? Was that Caroline? That is an awesome idea. It really is. I think I sort of went with the framing things sort of today, and just wanted to show you sort of a few different ways to focus on a particular, not just my paper, but anyone's, focus on a particular scene or element on there. What are we on? Oh, we're only on 8 o'clock. I've got at least 30 minutes to talk to you. But I'm seeing lots of lovely comments, so thank you very much. I'm glad that you're all loving them. I'm glad that you're loving the projects as well, definitely. We'll have to rewatch from the beginning, Shannon. That's all right, I'll let you off. The good thing is, obviously, it's always there, so you can watch it whenever. What was the stamp set you showed us earlier for measurements? Do you mean this one? So it's this one. Let me get a piece of paper so you can see it better. Just get rid of that. So it was this one. So I got it off of Amazon. Now there's a company on Amazon. They're called Globeland. They do loads of different things like this. And that's where I got it from. Pretty sure that that's who I got it from, because I also got this one from them. Now this one actually, so I'm giving you a bit of a sneaky peek here. This stamp set is going to come with one of the collections that I'm releasing for birthday. And it's stamped absolutely beautiful. And I think they're called Globeland. So that's how it's stamped out. So my vintage summer collection that is going to be coming out is a kit. So I shouldn't really tell you, should I? So anyway, I can't help it. So it's going to come with this stamp set. You're going to get a scrapbook with it. And the kit has got lots of different papers in lots of different sizes. You can obviously create scrapbook pages in this layout. What we're going to do is we're going to go through and we're going to create some sort of fun designs in this scrapbook. But this is the stamp set that is going to come with that. Oh, shall I show you a quick sneaky peek of some of the vintage summer papers? Should I or shouldn't I? I'm going to end up showing you absolutely everything, aren't I? But yes, Amazon for that one. Oh, yes, please. Lots of yes, pleases. Okay. So, bear with me while I try and pull my chair in. My chair broke. I got that. Can you remember that beautiful desk chair that I got last year? It was all pink and beautiful. One of the legs sort of rusted or something and broke. So now I've got my son, Oliver, I've got his horrible computer gaming chair down from his bedroom because I would have been sat on the floor otherwise. So it's really heavy. It's really hard to move. So those squeakings that you're hearing are his chair, not my knees. Do you really need to ask if you want to see sneaky peeks? I know, I was just being polite. So this is what I'm going to show you. Now, I know that says music and script, which is obviously me that I've put the wrong one in here, but you can sort of see I'm not going to take anything out because I don't really want to give lots of it away yet. You'll get sneaky peeks sort of in the week running up from everyone who's sort of my guest to DT. But you can see, you've got this beautiful vintage summer. You've got lots of smaller pieces. You've got big, you've got 12 by 12 papers in there. You've got A4, they're roughly A5. You've got smaller ones. You can see that you've got those as well. So that is what you are going to get, and it's going to come with that stamp set, and it's going to come with a scrapbook, and it's going to be as a little kit. I thought I'd do something just a little bit different for one of the releases. Oh my God, so the rainbow stuff came today for the rainbow craft kit for my birthday. Would you like to see some of the bits for that? Because I know we're only on 8:10, aren't we? So would you like to see some of the bits from the rainbow kit? So for those of you who don't know, it's the first anniversary of first birthday of Paper by Michelle in June. So I thought we'd do a week of releases, a week of demos, I've got some giveaways coming up. I may or may not have some projects being sent to me by Jamie Rogers, by Sandra Rushton from Santangle, by Lisa Horton, Leona from Glitzcraft. So I've got lots of fabulous people doing a bit of helping me do some giveaways. So lots of exciting things coming up for birthday week. Let me get my kit, don't move. Right, it's here. So, I mean, you've already seen that. So everyone's going to get a lovely frame in their kit. I love the frame. The kit is sort of lots of stuff that I love. That I want to sort of share with you guys. Now, I know I've showed you these before, so you're going to get a paper pad in there of this. So you're going to get a paper pad in there of that. Technical terms, I know. There is another paper pad that you're going to get in here. I'm not going to show you that yet. But let me get. So you're going to get this bag of goodies. So let me tip them out. So you're going to get a little keyring. That's just a little gift from me to say thank you. You're going to get lots of, well, you can see lots and lots different elements in here. Some little umbrellas, lots of rainbow hats, rainbow stars, lots of little beautiful cabochons. So this is like your little embellishment bag that you're going to get in there. So this is for the birthday kit. Love these. So look at these. Absolutely love those. And again, the little hats, they're all just so fabulous, little resin pieces. You can add little, I don't know, little extra bits on and add those to your keyring if you wanted to. But I'm loving this. I've got like a million things that I want to do with this. Just rainbow fabulous, isn't it? Right, let me try and get these off without losing them. Open there. So, what else are you going to get? I've literally just shoved everything in a box. You're all going to get a stencil. It's a rainbow stencil. There's lots of different choices in there, or options. So you're going to get one of these randomly. So lots of different rainbows. So a lovely little stencil. is going to be in there. You've got that large frame that I told you about. Do have another bag here. Oh, some lovely rainbow ribbon. You're going to get 2 meters of that. There's so much in this kit. Now, let me see if I can close this up. Because that white lid is going to be perfect to show you all this. Now, you've got loads of stuff in here. You're going to get lots of sentiments. You've lots of flowers. There's even butterflies in there. See, look, I even went for some rainbow butterflies because, you know, not everyone hates a butterfly as much as I do. Look at that one. So you're going to get lots of these big flowers in there. And then you're going to get some, oh, these are gorgeous. So these are black and white ones. But obviously you can add your alcohol pens to those, you know, your colouring and sort of colour those in. So you're going to get loads of them. And then you've got these. These are gorgeous. And again, they're in rainbow colours. So you're getting lots of different colours of the rainbow with those. They are just, I love them so much. And then what we've got is we've got some faux wax seals. Loads of, you're getting loads again in all the colours of the rainbow. Now, they're made from cardboard. But what is brilliant about these is if you do have a wax seal kit and you've got some clear wax, pop it over the top and it's going to look fabulous. Or if you've got your hot glue gun and you've just got your clear glue, you can sort of seal the top and then obviously you've got a more realistic wax seal. So you can use them just as the card and as little toppers, or you can add your wax over the top as well. So you're going to be getting all of that as well. So you've got all of that. Then you've got the ribbon, you've got a stencil, you've got that gorgeous frame, and you're going to be getting 2 A4 pads in this, and you're going to be getting a 6x6 pad in it. So you are going to be getting a lot more in than you normally would. And again, I know I normally let you choose the sizes of your pads, but for this particular one, it's 2 A4s. Where have I done with them? You're going to get 2 A4 pads and you're going to get a 6x6 of my birthday pad. Obviously, when it comes to birthday and I release these, if you want to order these in more sizes and add them on, you absolutely can. If all you want is the paper pads when it comes to birthday week, you absolutely can. If anyone else is interested in ordering one of these kits, then it's just a £10 or $13 deposit. Just pop me a message, tell me that you want one, and then you can have one. I will let you have one. But it's just, there's so much gorgeousness in this kit that I'm in love with it. I think this has got to be my most favourite kit ever. It really has. And I say that about everyone that comes. Butterflies have an emotional attachment for me. See, I know some of you like butterflies, and they've even got some lovely little gems in the middle. They don't have an emotional attachment for me, except for the fact that I think my father-in-law, he passed away a few years ago. We keep seeing this particular butterfly in the garden, and I swear it's him. It's either him or it's him sending it, because I think he wants to send a message that he's here. And I also think he just wants to terrify me. He knows that I don't like butterflies. And that would absolutely be something that he would do. So, yeah, I definitely think that's my father-in-law, I've got to say. But, so that is the birthday we picked. And if I just grab these and show you what we're actually here for tonight. It's that beautiful wedding collection. When I'm saying wedding, it can be for many, many other things. So if you remember, the main kit or the main pad has got the bride and groom It's got the groom and groom, it's got the bride and bride. And again, you've got the mixture of the churches and the wedding tents and the gazebos. So it's not all about the church. And then you've got that beautiful background collection that is just beautiful backgrounds. You've got the scenes, which again is just, it's the beautiful scenes. Again, churches, gazebos, marquees, I'll say it properly. And then you've got this one. Sorry. That is the scenes, because not really framed. And these are the framed ones, which are framed. So if I put that one on top. So as always, these will be posted tomorrow. We'll upload the pictures for these tomorrow. If you wanted to order anything or you've got any questions, you can either email me. All my details are below. You can either email me, you can message me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest even. I think Shannon messages me on Pinterest. So any of those, but these will all, obviously, I've got no front pages either, but those will be posted tomorrow again with the names of each. And we're done. I'm just trying to make sure that I haven't forgot anything. I've done some sneaky peeks for you, haven't I? Let me show you this one. I think you've seen this before, but this is definitely another one of the collections that's coming out for birthday week. It's got some, I call this my artsy collection. It hasn't got a name yet, but it's got some of the images are canvases that are being painted onto and things like that. It's very arty in the way that it looks very arty, if you know what I mean. So that's a gorgeous collection that's coming up. But yes, any questions, as always, I would love it if you bought, but I also love it just as much if you like and share. Facebook and Instagram really don't like to share small businesses, which is apparently what they're all about, but they don't like to do it. So I really need your help in doing that. So if you ever see a post, give it a like, give it a share if you would like to, or just pop a comment on there. It all really, really helps, because the more engagement I've got, the more they will allow me to have, if that makes any sense at all. If you've got any ideas for any projects you would like me to do a little tutorial on, I'm more than happy to do that. Let me know. Because it's really all about you guys. If there's something that you're wanting to see, then I'm happy to do it. I mean, yes, I have a million ideas, but it's always good to have more. So lots of likes and thank yous just to annoy you. Who are we annoying, Lynn? Is it me? I can see so much. I will send you a message. Thank you all for joining me. Really, really appreciate it. I'm very excited for birthday week. You can see that the kit's so exciting. Awesome as always. Oh no, your father-in-law. Oh, absolutely. You should have seen him when he used to see me. If there was a butterfly, he had this way that he laughed, and it was like laughing without laughing, but his shoulders would go. And he was like the most awesomest man I've ever met. He really was. But he was, he was definitely a bugger, can I say? But I loved him to bits. So yeah, it's absolutely him. He would definitely do that. So, I'm not complaining. If I know it's him, then I'm quite happy to run away from that butterfly and amuse him. Great tutor, yeah, weird sense of humour. Oh, you've no idea. He was a bit cheeky, he was a bit naughty, but he was hilarious. And the tales that he had to tell, he had some amazing stories. When we used to go around and we were all there, and he'd start on the stories, and it was mesmerising to sit and listen to him. And then, yeah, he was the most wonderful person, and enjoyed seeing me run away from butterflies. What can I say? So, I am going to let you all get off. I'm going to go get something to eat. And by that, you obviously know that I mean Ben's going to cook me some tea, um, because I'm a little bit spoiled. What can I say? But thank you all. So pop me a message with any questions or any orders. Um, oh, and are you free? Have you just finished work, guys? Just as I'm finishing. Oh, you'll have to rewatch it. Um, yes, so thank you so much. I will be doing, I think I'm doing Tuesday. I think I'm doing a live on Tuesday on Facebook on the Hobby Maker fans page. But obviously I'll pop the details up for that. And then I think I'll be doing Thursday on here something. I'm feeling so much better. I can walk now. I've still got a bit of pain, but at least I can walk, so I'm not complaining. So we're back to doing more lives, more demos, which is always a good thing, which is why I said, if you've got any ideas for anything that you're wanting to see, just let me know. And I will definitely let you go this time. So thank you all so much for joining me. And I will see you next week at some point. Bye.